Évora is a distinctive city located about an hour and a half from Lisbon, renowned for its rich Roman heritage. Known for its yellow and white houses and narrow streets, Évora is home to a population that is largely engaged in agriculture and winemaking. The city's unique character is further defined by the fascinating houses and passageways built beneath its historic aqueduct. When you visit, you'll feel this remarkable atmosphere at every step. Now we are at one of Évora's most unusual and most visited landmarks, the Chapel of Bones. At first glance, it may seem a little unsettling because the walls, columns, and arches surrounding you are covered with thousands of human bones. However, the purpose of this place is not to frighten visitors. Built by Franciscan monks in the 16th century, the chapel was designed to remind people that life is temporary and that death is inevitable for everyone. A famous inscription at the entrance conveys this message very clearly. "We bones that are here await yours." As soon as you step inside, you encounter not only an extraordinary structure, but also a powerful idea that has inspired reflection for centuries. In one of the stories told here, these mummies were believed to belong to a father and his son who treated their mother badly. According to the legend, on her deathbed, the mother cursed them, saying, "Zai, may the earth of your graves never decompose you." However, later scientific examinations revealed that the mummies actually belonged to two women. The poem displayed beside them reminds visitors of the transience of life and the fact that everyone is equal in the face of death. While wandering through the historic streets of Évora, this is one of those places that makes you pause for a moment and reflect on life and the passage of time. Our next stop is Praça do Giraldo, the vibrant square considered the heart of Évora and the point where all the city's streets seem to converge. Named after Giraldo Sempavor, the knight who played a key role in the conquest of the city in the 12th century. This square has remained Évora's social and commercial center for centuries. The elegant marble fountain at the center of the square, together with the 16th century Renaissance-style Igreja de Santo Antônio rising beside it, gives the area its distinctive character. Surrounded by historic arcades, this space was once the setting for markets, celebrations, and important public events. Sitting at one of the cafes around the square with a cup of coffee, you can experience both Évora's historic atmosphere and the rhythm of everyday local life. The shops surrounding the square offer handmade porcelain, colorful ceramics, cork products, and traditional souvenirs typical of the Alentejo region, for anyone looking to take home a small keepsake that reflects the culture of Évora. This is one of the most enjoyable places to browse before leaving the city. We are now standing in front of one of Évora's most fascinating landmarks, the Água de Prata aqueduct, built in the 16th century to supply the city with fresh water. This impressive structure is considered one of the great engineering achievements of its time. Stretching for kilometers, the aqueduct served as a vital lifeline for the city for centuries. What makes Água de Prata truly unique, however, is not just its history. As Évora expanded over time, small houses, shops, and passageways were built between some of its arches. As a result, the aqueduct evolved from a simple piece of infrastructure into an integral part of the city's daily life. Walking through these streets today, it is quite remarkable to see a house entrance or a shop front nestled beneath one of the ancient arches. This unusual sight perfectly illustrates how Évora's historic heritage and modern life coexist side by side. Today, the Água de Prata aqueduct is one of the city's most photographed landmarks, offering visitors a unique perspective on Évora's rich past. Now we are standing in front of the Cathedral, one of Évora's most important landmarks. Built between the 12th and 13th centuries, this impressive structure is considered one of the largest medieval cathedrals in Portugal. From the outside, its fortress-like walls and magnificent facades with twin towers immediately capture your attention. Once inside, you are greeted by the cathedral's remarkable architecture. The soaring arches, stone columns, and intricate decorations showcase the elegance of Gothic design. The main altar, adorned with striking gold detailing, and the historic pipe organ are among the cathedral's most impressive features, having hosted religious services and important ceremonies for centuries. This place continues to leave a lasting impression on its visitors today. One of the most unforgettable experiences at the Cathedral is climbing up to the rooftop terrace. After making your way up the narrow staircases, you are rewarded with one of the finest views in Évora. From here, you can admire the city's red-tiled rooftops, whitewashed houses, narrow streets, and the vast Alentejo plains stretching all the way to the horizon. Seeing the city's historic landscape from above is truly a unique experience. Before concluding our visit, we also stopped by the cathedral's peaceful cloister. Surrounded by historic stone walls, this tranquil space is a perfect place to step away from the crowds and take in the atmosphere of the building. The tombs of important religious figures located here add a distinct sense of history to the setting. With its impressive architecture, richly decorated interior, and breathtaking views, the Cathedral is undoubtedly one of the must-see attractions in Évora. The most famous Roman remains in Évora are the Roman Temple, more commonly known as the Temple of Diana, located in the heart of the city. This structure is considered one of the most important legacies of Évora's Roman past that has survived to the present day. Believed to have been built during the 1st or 2nd century, the temple still impresses visitors with its strong columns that have remained standing despite the passage of centuries. Although the entire structure has not survived, the remaining sections are enough to convey how important Évora once was as a Roman settlement. Surrounded by historic buildings, cobblestone streets, and the atmosphere of the city square, this site is much more than a simple ruin. It has become one of the most powerful symbols that defines the identity of Évora. Just a short walk from the temple, Diana Park offers a pleasant place to take a break. From here, you can admire the temple from different angles while enjoying Évora's peaceful atmosphere. The Roman temple and its surroundings are among the best places in the city to experience the traces of its ancient past. This is Jardim Público de Évora, the public garden of Évora, located right next to the city's historic center. This park is a peaceful space where both locals and visitors come to relax and enjoy the surroundings. Within the park stands the Palace of Dom Manuel, built in the late 15th century during the reign of King Manuel I. It was once one of the royal family's most important residences in Évora. The Palace of Dom Manuel also holds a special place in Portuguese history. It is said that some of the royal instructions given to Vasco da Gama before his famous voyage to India were issued here. As you walk through the park, you will also come across several historical remains. Scattered throughout the gardens are sections of ancient walls, arches, and stone structures from earlier periods. These remnants serve as a reminder of Evora's rich, layered history shaped by different civilizations over the centuries. However, the park's most beloved residents are undoubtedly its peacocks. Freely roaming through the gardens, these colorful birds immediately attract attention, especially when they spread their magnificent tails. Wandering among the historic buildings and green landscapes, the peacocks add a unique sense of elegance and charm to the park. As we leave the park, we once again find ourselves unable to resist browsing the shops selling traditional ceramic products unique to the region. We then continue through Evora's narrow streets, lined with its iconic yellow and white painted houses, making our way toward one of the city's historic gateways. We are now standing in front of Porta de Raimundo, one of Evora's most important historic gateways. For centuries, this was one of the main entrances used by merchants, travelers, and visitors arriving in the city. It is said that the gate takes its name from a knight called Raimundo, who lived in this region many centuries ago. Although it has undergone several restorations over time, it is still considered one of the landmarks that reflects Evora's medieval character. As we pass through this historic gate, we come to the end of our video. In this journey through Évora, we shared 7 must-see places with you, including the famous Chapel of Bones, Capela dos Ossos. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment. Until we meet again in our next video from a completely different destination.